It's Camelia back with another live, and I'm so excited because I have a special guest with us. This is Laura with Confectionate Cakes. Say hey to everyone.
Hey.
So I am very excited to go live. Laura works with us here in the building. We are always chatting, so I know this is going to be a great video.
Of course.
She has so much personality, but the reason we're going live is because she is one of our longtime wedding pros. She's the owner and lead baker of Confectionate Cakes. You can see some of her cakes right behind us. And I want to go live just so you guys can learn a little bit more about Laura, her business, and how she can help you with your wedding day. But really more importantly, I think a lot of people go live about, I totally lost my train of thought, but I really want to get you to know the person behind the business. I think that's really the main focus is we see so much about the business and we don't really know about the people behind them. So that's what I really want to do today is get people to know
Me.
The real you, the
Great.
real Laura, not just about her pretty cakes, which are beautiful, but I want to know more about you and kind of what inspires you. Okay, so if you guys have any questions while you're watching, of course, please comment. We're live on Facebook and Instagram. So if you guys have any questions or comments, let us know. And also drop us an emoji or a wave. Let us know that you guys are here watching. So first things first, what inspired you to start your own wedding cake business?
I had a friend. I was actually teaching dance at the time, and I had a friend who started a catering company. And she knew I did cakes, and she said, "Hey, do you want to do weddings with me?" I said, "Sure." It just started from there. And that was back in 2001.
You said you were teaching dance?
Yes.
What kind of dance were you teaching?
Ballet and tap and jazz.
So for as long as I've known this woman for the last 3 or 4 years, I never knew that you taught dance. I already learned something new about her.
You just know I like to dance.
I know you like to dance. Yes, I've seen it at many of our holiday parties and events, but I did not know you used to teach.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So have you always baked cakes like just for fun or?
I did. I started when my kids were little. Actually, I was pregnant with my second child and took lessons. I've always baked whenever I was bored. Growing up, I'd bake. And I said, oh, this would be handy to know how to do. So I went to my local bakery, and they were teaching cake decorating, and I took that and candy class and gingerbread house.
Candy class?
Yeah, learned how to make chocolates, and
I need to do that.
I got addicted.
I can see why. And actually, speaking of classes, you teach a class now, don't you?
Yes, I teach at Winton's World. It's a place in North Cary.
What kind of class do you teach right now?
I teach cake decorating.
Oh.
And at Christmas time, I taught a gingerbread house class.
Fun. I tried to make a gingerbread house once, and I think mine fell apart within 30 minutes. So clearly I did something wrong. So maybe you can teach me next Christmas
Sure.
how to make a proper gingerbread house. How did you come up with the name Confectionate Cakes?
Totally made it up.
You just were like, oh, this sounds good.
Well, I was, when I first started cake business, it was Laura's Cakes and Pastry. And then I took a break for a little bit and came back and said, all right, I need a new name. And it was a combination of affectionate and confections, and I just kind of melded the two together and came up with Confectionate.
Confectionate.
Yep.
I like that. Also, like Google hasn't learned that that's a word yet. So every time I type an email or like an Instagram post or something, it always tells me that I have a typo in there.
Right. Oh, yeah.
And it tries to correct me. And I get some very interesting like substitutes in there.
Yeah.
Yep. That's funny. That's awesome. So tell me, what is your favorite part about working in the wedding industry?
I love working with the couples, the brides, and getting to know the family as we have our meetings. And I love the creative side of it and getting to see all the different venues and the wonderful other, working with some great wedding vendors. So they're some of the best people.
So speaking of the different style cakes and things that you've done, I've seen a bunch. So tell me about some of the favorite cakes that you've been able to either design or some of the most interesting flavors that you have come up with, different combinations for couples.
Gosh. Well, one of my most interesting wedding cakes was a music festival themed wedding cake.
Okay, so describe that for me. What does a music festival cake look like?
Well, it encompassed everything. They met at a music festival, and they love to go to music festivals.
Fun.
And they wanted aspects of this particular music festival. So they have an emblem that they use, and they have a scarab, and then incorporating a tent because they camp for the weekend at these festivals, and mushrooms. And
oh my goodness!
It was a very interesting cake.
Very decorative.
It was a very decorative cake. Yeah. Lots of different elements going on. Another interesting one was a bride-groom cake where half of the wedding cake was white and pretty, the bride side, and then the other side was superhero themed. So
really?
Spider-Man and Catwoman and Deadpool.
That's so funny. We actually just posted like a Me Monday that had a cake design just like that, where it was white in the front and then had the superheroes in the back.
Mm-hmm.
And have you had several couples do that? Do you think a lot of couples are doing that to kind of compromise, or are you still kind of having the traditional wedding cake, but then the groom's cake, which is more fun and has personality to it?
Yeah, well, the groom's cake is typically on the rehearsal night.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Most of the wedding cakes that I do are pretty traditional.
Okay.
Sometimes they bring in certain elements. Like I had a meeting, and she wants her 4 dogs made and put on the side of the cake. So
cute.
It's anytime you can bring in your own personal aspect and thing to it. It makes it that just more interesting.
What would you say is the most popular wedding cake flavor and filling or frosting combination? And then what is the most unique combination you've had?
The most popular is the strawberry shortcake, which is a vanilla white cake with a fresh strawberry filling, and it really tastes like strawberry shortcake dessert.
Very refreshing.
Yes.
I think that's actually one of the combinations we had for our wedding. So great choice, everyone.
That and the lemon blueberry.
Yes. Oh, the lemon blueberry.
That one's a favorite too.
That's really good.
Most interesting cake, I've done a chocolate chestnut cake as a special request. I had another couple who asked me to do a Parisian love cake.
What is that?
I had to look it up. I had never made it.
Okay.
But it's made with cardamom and rose water. It's
I don't even know what that is.
The rose water smells like potpourri.
Okay.
Like rose potpourri.
Oh, a rose cake. Interesting.
Yeah. But I was hesitant about trying it, but after I made it and tried it, it was really good. They loved it. Yeah.
Wow.
So it worked out really well. And another interesting combination that I wouldn't have put together was a Blue Moon beer cake with a black raspberry filling.
How did that turn out? Did you actually put the beer in the cake?
Yep.
Wow. Yeah. How was that?
Oh, it's good.
Was it good?
Yeah. It's a white cake, so normally beer cakes are chocolate.
Okay.
It's like Guinness stout chocolate cake.
Gotcha.
This one is a yellow cake made with Blue Moon beer with orange essence.
You'll have to bring that in so we can try some on a Friday afternoon.
There we go.
We'll have a boozy Friday afternoon here at the office. If anyone wants to join, we'll give you the date.
Happy hour cake.
That is one of the best things about having a cake person in the office is whenever she has extras, we get some, which is super great. Let's see. Okay, so tell me what makes your business unique from some of the other wedding businesses and wedding dessert businesses.
I am
not to put you on the spot or anything.
I know, right?
such a difficult question to answer.
I love to listen to what the couples want, what the bride wants, what the family wants, and try to do everything in my power to make it happen. Whether it's an interesting flavor or they want more, say they want a lemon cake, but they really want more lemon power to it. So I try and come up with new ways to do that. And it's their day. I see it as their day. They should be able to get what they want.
Whether they want one cake or three.
Or three.
So we're referencing my wedding. Actually, my wedding planner had talked to Laura, and because the cake was one of those things, I didn't have a vision on what I wanted my cake to look like. I could picture the venue, my dress, the decor, but the cake was the one thing I really just didn't have any inspiration. So I kind of let my planner, go. I said, choose whatever you want, talk to Laura. They had a good relationship. I wanted to taste the cake and make sure it tasted good. So I came to my tasting and she goes, okay, so we're giving you 3 cakes apparently. But it was beautiful and it was awesome because they were set on these beautiful clear acrylic stands, and that was the backdrop for our sweetheart table. So it made for some really amazing photos, and each cake had a different design, but they all worked together to really emphasize the theme of our wedding, which was like a Garden Gatsby theme. So one had like pearls dripping down, I think, and then the other one, it was white and gold, and then I can't remember what the third one was off the top of my head.
I forgot.
But it was, she made it happen, and it was gorgeous. I actually saw her on the day of our wedding, like in between the ceremony and reception, bringing everything out, and it looked amazing. But it was great because, like I said, it was the backdrop for our photos, and it was so cool to see everything come together. So I can attest to the fact that Laura really does work hard to make your vision come to life. And I know one of the things you've spoken about before with your business is you've been able to watch these couples not only get married, but also like go into the next stages of their life.
I've been doing one of my brides. It's so interesting getting to watch them proceed through life.
Like grow up.
Yeah, grow up, have kids, and I do their birthday cake, the kids' birthday cakes now. And I actually had one of my brides from almost 4 years ago email me day before yesterday. So she wants me to do her baby shower cake. Now she's expecting.
That's amazing. I think that's one of the awesome things about what you do for the wedding industry is what you do doesn't necessarily stop the day of the wedding.
Right.
It's something that the couples can continue with their lives moving forward. And you don't get that with every aspect of the wedding. You buy a wedding dress once.
Right.
You're going to rent a wedding venue once, but things like the wedding cake, or other cakes and cupcakes and desserts are things that you can continue to use. So you really develop a friendship and a relationship with some of these wedding vendors that are going to last way past the day of your wedding, which is why it's so important to meet these people and build those relationships with them and work with people that you feel comfortable with and people who understand you, because they might be there for many years to follow.
Right. And I'm one of the one cake people who actually do desserts as well. So
so talk about some of the different desserts you do, because let me tell you, our Thanksgiving lunch that we have here every year at our office, Laura always does the best desserts and multiple desserts as well, some different pies. And so tell us about some of your favorite desserts that you do.
Some of my favorite, well, I love making cookies. One of my favorite other dessert cakes is a chocolate strawberry mousse cake, which has a multiple layered thin chocolate cake with a thick chocolate mousse in between them and covered with chocolate ganache and fresh strawberries. And I love making parfaits and pavlovas. And
you made some dessert this year for Thanksgiving, and it was like a multi-layer something. Do you remember what that was?
That was the pumpkin pie parfait. Yeah.
What did you put in each layer?
This like a pumpkin cheesecake pie parfait. It was a pumpkin cream cheese, pumpkin pie cheesecake kind of base, and crushed Biscoff cookies and whipped cream.
This woman does it all. And then, I mean, her cupcakes are just so delicious. Like I said, she brings extras here at the office, and then it's great when you bite into a cupcake and it has a surprise because some of them have little fillings injected into them.
Oh, yeah.
So it's great. How would you describe your cake style?
My cake style, if I'm coming up with a design of my own to do as a thing, it's more of a kind of a romantic Victorian lean to it. The
give me cake vision. Describe a cake for me. What's your flavor, your filling, your frosting? Give me the design. Give me your perfect cake.
Oh gosh, see, that's almost impossible. I see so many different cake designs that I just fall in love with them. But I lean more towards like a French provincial, romantic Victorian lead. The flavor would have to be a good white vanilla cake. The white cake that I make actually tastes in between an angel food cake and marshmallow.
Very kind of clean.
Yeah, really clean. Fill it with black raspberry filling or fresh strawberry filling. A really good either vanilla buttercream or a white chocolate buttercream, which the white chocolate buttercream is silky and creamy and
I'm tasting it. I'm tasting it right now. I'm visualizing.
Lace work, stencil work on the outside. Pearls are always beautiful.
Oh yeah.
I also like a little bit of bling, which I think you can see in this cake in the middle.
Oh yeah.
And in the back, kind of.
We have some like silver brooches on there, and
I like a little bit of bling.
A little bit of classic, like a little bit of bling. Love it.
Lace, pearls.
Love it. Clean and simple, but also will stand out.
Yes. Something with a timeless beauty to it that, 5 years down the road, you don't look at it and go, what was I thinking?
Yes. That, I think is something I kind of learned to accept about my wedding was like my dress was very, ornate, and I thought, you know what, it's probably in 20 years going to be like those 80s dresses where it's just like it's here, it's now, it's in, and that's what it is. But so you kind of have that with cakes too, right? Because the trends change. So you can either have a cake that's like really in, really now, or you have that timeless cake.
Right.
So either way, you can't go wrong. But if you do a very trendy cake, then in 20 years, instead of thinking like, oh God, what did I do? You just think that's what was in at the time. And I did what was very cool back then.
That's right.
So I also want to ask, and you might be a little biased answering this question, but overall, what is your favorite part of a wedding? Ceremony, cocktail hour, reception, the whole thing. What is your favorite part about a wedding?
Oh, wow.
Like, what do you love seeing from photos or anytime you attend a wedding? What is your favorite part that you look forward to?
I look forward to seeing how the reception room is
like the
decorated.
Reveal.
Yeah, the reveal of walking into the reception area and seeing how it's. I mean, I've been blown away by some of the designs and these rooms, just the creativity that people have.
It is very fun because that is where the couple really kind of shows their personality, and it is very decorated to their personality, whether they go with something that is like simple and classic and chic, or very ornate or very glamorous. I think it's really cool to see what their vision was and how they bring that to life.
Yeah. Yeah. And then my other favorite part is dancing.
Love the dancing. Love the dancing. I didn't know if you were going to say like tasting the cake or looking at the cake. That's why I was like, you might be a little biased answering this.
Well, I always look at the cake.
Of course. How could you not? I love that. So, and last but not least, shout out your social to everyone. Let all of our followers know where they can find your information if they want to learn more about Confectionate Cakes.
Website, confectionatecakes.com. Facebook, Confectionate Cakes. I think if you just Google Confectionate Cakes, I'd pop up all over the place.
Make sure you spell it correctly. Don't let Google try to correct it and turn it into another word.
It is Confectionate Cakes.
Yes,
So
just how it sounds.
That's how it sounds. And that's
Right
how I
there.
tell people how, yep, there you go. That's how I tell people how to spell it. So Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook, website, that's me. Or just come on by the office.
Yes.
Call first, though.
Yes, call. She does work on
By
appointment only. And we do have a blog coming out soon that we're going to be featuring on our website, which is going to give you a little bit more detail about Confectionate Cakes, the business, but like I said, more about Laura and the person behind the business. So be sure to follow us on Facebook. We're going to be doing more lives with some of our wedding pros, letting you get to know the people behind the business. We go on websites, we look at Facebook and Instagram and social media, and we see all these beautiful photos, but you know, working local and choosing these wedding pros for your wedding day is such an important decision because you make such a personal connection with these people, and they're part of such a big moment in your life that I think it's really important that we get to know the people behind the business just as much as, you know, we focus on the business itself. So.
Yeah, because I like to get to know my people, and it's very personal to me. Every wedding cake is one of my babies.
Mm-hmm. They're all unique, and like we said, you know, you get to know these couples years down the road as well.
That's right.
Which is awesome. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this live. I hope you got to learn a little bit about Laura and her business. And if you have any questions, you can always leave us a comment and we will be sure to answer. And we will be back soon with another business for you guys.
There we go.
Thank you for watching. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.